British tennis star responds to tough crowd after knocking Alexandra Eala out of Abu Dhabi. Alexandra Eala and Janice Chen's campaign at the Abu Dhabi Open was ended in the semifinals by Teresa Mihalkova and Olivia Nichols. Eala and Chen proved a very impressive doubles outfit at the WTA 500 event as they defeated Leylah Fernandez and Kristina Mladenovic, as well as Zhang Shuai and Kristina Buxa to reach the semifinals. Nichols and Mihalkova proved too much for the Southeast Asian stars as they were swept aside in straight sets. Once again, the crowd were rowdily in favor of Eala and Chen, and their opponents have had their say on what they thought of the fans in attendance. Olivia Nichols calls Alexandra Eala's fans tough to play in front of. Nichols and Mihalkova were full of praise for Eala and Chen after knocking them out of the Abu Dhabi Open. During their on-court interview, Mihalkova said, "They are both great players, great returners. We just did what we had to do, and showed that we are a good team." British star Nichols was then asked if it was tough to play in front of a crowd who was so passionately in favor of their opponents. She explained, "I mean, obviously the girls we are playing against have great support from their home, so it was tough at times, a lot of cheering. But we are super happy to play in front of so many people, because we don't get to do that very often, so thanks to all the fans that came out. Hopefully see you in the final." Nichols and Mihalkova will play the winners of the semi-final match between Ekaterina Alexandrova and Maya Joint and Sofia Kenin and Desiree Crouchick. Alexandra Eala hits new doubles height after Abu Dhabi run. The Filipina star plays plenty of doubles and has already paired with 3 different partners so far in the 2026 season. The star has partnered with Eva Jovic, Ingrid Martins, and now Chen as she puts just as much focus on doubles as singles in 2026. The star has been rewarded handsomely for her doubles exploits as she has cracked the top 100 of the rankings for the first time in her career. Eala stands at world number 98, having enjoyed a 38-place jump after reaching the Final Four of the Abu Dhabi Open. Chen, meanwhile, stands at world number 56 in the doubles rankings, which is also a career high for the Indonesian. Against the noise, a British star's answer in Abu Dhabi. The stadium in Abu Dhabi shimmered under the floodlights, a bowl of heat and expectation even after the sun had long sunk into the desert. From the outside, it looked calm, sleek concrete, soft palm shadows, the quiet confidence of a city used to hosting the world. Inside, it was anything but. The crowd had chosen its favorite, Alexandra Eala, young, fearless, and carrying the hopes of a region that loves a fighter, moved across the court with elastic energy. Every point she won came wrapped in a roar. Every error by her opponent greeted with a murmur that felt heavier than silence. It wasn't hostile, exactly, but it was tough. The kind of crowd that doesn't boo you, but reminds you, again and again, that you are alone. On the other side of the net stood the British tennis star, composed in posture, jaws set tight. She had played on centre court at Wimbledon, under skies that could turn on a player without warning. She had endured rain delays, 5-set marathons, and the particular pressure of representing a nation that expects resilience as a birthright. Still, this was different. This was unfamiliar noise, unfamiliar rhythms, applause that rose and fell like waves she could not predict. Early in the match, she felt it. A double fault drew cheers. A forehand clipped the tape and fell back on her side. More cheers. She glanced briefly toward her box, then back to the baseline, bouncing the ball with deliberate calm. Tennis players learn early that you cannot argue with a crowd. You cannot win them over with frustration. All you can do is play. And so she did. She lengthened the rallies, dragging Eala into corners, forcing the match into deeper water. Each point became a small act of defiance, not loud, not theatrical, but stubborn. When she broke serve in the first set, there was applause, polite but thin. She didn't raise her fist. She didn't smile. She simply walked to her chair, sipping water, eyes focused somewhere beyond the stands. The second set was harder. Eala surged, feeding off the energy around her. Winners flew from her racket, sharp and fearless. The British star found herself pushed back, her slices landing shorter, her serve losing bite. The noise grew, not cruel, but relentless. Every rally felt like it belonged to someone else. Between games, she took a breath and reminded herself why she played. Not for approval, not for comfort, but for moments like this, the test of nerve, the quiet conversation between doubt and discipline. She adjusted her grip, slowed her routine, and trusted the hour spent alone on practice courts far from any crowd at all. When the turning point came, it was almost invisible. A long rally. 20 shots. Then 21. Eala attacked the line, just missing by inches. The crowd groaned. The British player nodded once, barely perceptible, as if acknowledging something internal rather than the scoreboard. From there, the match tilted. Her serve found the corners again. Her returns bit low and deep. The noise softened. Not gone, but uncertain. She closed it out with an ace. For a moment, there was silence, the stunned kind, the kind that hangs in the air before manners return. Then applause, fuller now, respectful. She stepped forward to the net, shook Eala's hand with warmth and sincerity. No triumphal roar, no exaggerated celebration, just a smile that suggested relief more than victory. Later, in her post-match interview, the question came quickly. The crowd was tough tonight. How did you handle it? She paused, choosing her words with the same care she had chosen her shots. It was challenging, she admitted. But that's tennis. You play all over the world, and sometimes the crowd isn't behind you. I respect their passion. Alexandra played great, and she gave them plenty to cheer for. I just tried to stay focused on my game. It wasn't a defensive answer. It wasn't dismissive. It was honest. She spoke about learning to block out external noise, about using pressure as fuel rather than weight. She praised Eala's talent, calling her a player with a big future, and thanked the fans for creating an atmosphere that made the match feel meaningful. Off camera, as she walked back through the tunnel, her shoulders finally relaxed. The echoes of the crowd faded, replaced by the quieter sounds of footsteps and distant voices. Another match done. Another test passed. In the end, that was her response. Not anger, not complaint, but performance. Against a tough crowd in Abu Dhabi, she answered the only way a professional truly can, by standing her ground, playing her tennis, and letting the racket speak where words never could.